Just been hit by this guy. He had so much time to see me. There's my scooter. He had so much time to see me. I had a green light. He had a red light. Definitely not the way I wanted to start this video, but let's go for a ride and let me tell you what happened. And here we go. Welcome to a ride along with Ben. Yes, I have a scooter now and it makes life so much fun. I'm going to show you where my accident happened. I'm going to tell you what happened because the police came and it was definitely an interesting experience. So let's enjoy this ride on this sunny afternoon here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to my neighborhood. This is the area that I live in. And I'm not holding the camera now, by the way. I have it around my neck because of course I need to be so safe because the roads of Shanghai, the roads of China are crazy. It is so much fun having a scooter, but it is very, very, very dangerous, as I found out very recently. So I hope that you enjoy this POV. You got to be careful because people do not look. They don't look. Chinese people, they have some of the worst self-awareness that I've ever seen in my whole life. Let's take a ride here. Yeah, I love living in this area. It is very, very local. But I am wearing a helmet right now and I never, ever, 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 ever ride my scooter. This lady's just gonna walk straight into the street. Luckily she stopped. I never ride the scooter without the helmet. You see the guy on the right there, he doesn't have a helmet. So it is the law, you have to wear a helmet, but many people do not, which I don't understand because they're cheap to buy and it's gonna keep you alive. So definitely wear a helmet if you ever ride a scooter in Shanghai, in China in general. And if you're wondering, will you get fined if you don't wear a helmet? Yes, you absolutely will. And the fine is 40 RMB, 40 yuan. You see these people here, they don't have helmets. Crazy because it's so dangerous. 40 RMB is, it's about $4 US. So if you want to pay the fine of $4, then feel free to not wear a helmet. This lady is just going to walk straight in the street. I have no idea why people do that. So I have a green here, but cars can turn right even when they have a red light, which is a factor when it comes to my accident. It was a few days ago. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, but we're on our way right now to the spot that it happened in. I absolutely love shared bikes and I've been using them every single day to get to work, but now I take my scooter to work. So it saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot of convenience. But love the shared bike. This guy's on the wrong side of the road. He's got a cigarette, he's got no helmet. People do whatever they want. So you don't have to wear a helmet if you use the shared bike. Somebody did ask me this. You don't have to because of course the bikes don't come with a helmet and nobody's going to walk around holding a helmet. Well, some people do actually, but not very convenient. So you don't have to by law. Okay, we're going to cross this bridge. It is windy. It is a pretty steep incline. And people are blocking the way. Here we go, made it. So the top speed of my scooter, electric scooter, is 25 kilometers per hour. 25. Some of these scooters for the delivery drivers, they go so fast. I'm pretty sure they can get up to like 50, but mine cannot. Only 25 kilometers per hour, which is definitely enough because I don't want to go any faster than that because it's pretty dangerous. On one battery charge, I can get about 40 to 45 kilometers, which is definitely enough for me. My school is about 10 kilometers away, so I can get there and back no problem. This is actually a beautiful area of Shanghai. I really, really, really like living here. I love my apartment, I love this area. Just because it's not touristy does not mean it's not busy. It is so busy. But it is very residential. A lot of schools around here. It's very, very convenient if I do want to go downtown. I can get downtown in 20, 25 minutes on the metro. There's a metro station on the right there. Changshan Road. This delivery driver in front of me, see, he's on his phone. People will literally be scrolling TikTok while they're going 50 kilometers per hour. It's crazy. So I hope that you can see. Again, please tell me how the view is. Please tell me how the sound is. The first video that I filmed, and I definitely want to film more of these videos because I think it will be an interesting point of view. Most of the cars on the street are electric, and I would say 99% of the scooters are electric too. So the only sound you're going to hear is beeping like that. But people don't beep to say like get out the way. They kind of beep to, well, they do beep to say get out the way, but they beep to let people know that they're there. So I'm going to beep these guys just so they know to move to the right, just so they know that I'm coming behind them. So it's pretty much just warning beeps. I'm going to turn left here. So I'm going to move over to the left. I have a green to go straight, but I don't have a green to go left, so I'm going to wait. And you can see the countdown. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's counting down 11, 10, 9. So every traffic light will have a countdown. So you know how long you need to wait. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Big intersection here. So just across the street there, that's the expo. One of my favorite places to run. The Huangpu River is just down there. It's the China Art Museum, is that red building there. This is something interesting here. See how I'm going on the sidewalk? So bikes can pretty much go on the sidewalk whenever they want. Like if the road is blocked, or sometimes the bike path, like this is a bike path. Sometimes the bike path will literally go on the sidewalk. So you definitely have to beware and follow the bike path, like, because you don't want to be in the street when there's no bike path, because it gets pretty dangerous. So again, the bike path goes back into the street. So just for that little bit there, I had to go on the sidewalk. So you have to be really, really careful when you're walking, because I'm going to beep these. I'm going to beep and go past just so they know that I'm going past. Because like I said, Chinese people, they have some of the worst self-awareness I've ever seen in my life. So you definitely have to expect everybody to do something stupid. Which is, of course, what happened to my accident the other day. So we're almost there at the scene of the crime. This guy's going to pull straight across, not even going to see me. Look at him, straight in front of me. Why didn't he look at me? I have no idea why he didn't look at me. Doesn't make any sense to me. But I hope this gives you a glimpse into the unfiltered real life here in Shanghai. There's kids running across the street. It is so dangerous, but it seems to work. Like how people don't get run over every single day in China, I don't understand how. It honestly seems like there's no rules, honestly. Like you can do whatever you want. See, that guy's wrong side of the road, looking at his phone. At least he has a helmet though. So you did hear me correctly. The fine for not wearing a helmet is about $4 US. If anybody's been to Thailand, you know that it's pretty easy for foreign tourists to rent a scooter. And it is not that easy for foreign tourists to do it here, which I think is a good thing, because there are so many accidents, scooter accidents in Thailand. Because of course people are not qualified and people drive like idiots. And so my scooter was parked right here because that is the entrance that I use to get to Expo Park. So I'm actually going to be turning left over there because that is where my accident happened. Let's move across there. That's a cool car. It's counting down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Get ready to go. Here we go. Let's go with a sports car. That is a cool car. So this is where it was. I was going straight, I had a green light, but you see the cars on the right, they can turn right even though they have a red light. That's the rules in China, so I'm actually gonna go on the sidewalk here and explain what happened. So this is where I was sitting. This is where it happened, right there. Let me explain. Yes, I was wearing my helmet the whole time. Gonna take it off now. So, I went straight through the intersection. I had the green light, and then a work van, turned right on that corner. He had so much time to see me. He had so much time to stop, but he didn't stop. He just kept going, and then he hit me. And it's a shock, let me tell you. It's a scary thing because I was sitting in the street right there, and I was like, okay, what do I feel? Is anything broken? What is painful right now? Luckily, the worst that I have is on my hand here. I have a pretty deep cut on my hand, but it was so lucky. There's nothing I could have done about it. There was a split second half a second, I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, damn, there's nothing I can do in this situation. Because I think if I would have braked, if I would have stopped, it would have been even worse, because he would have hit me like dead on, or he would have hit me like straight on the side. But he literally probably hit me there. Like, he hit the back of my bike and then spun the bike around. So the bike was like way over there, and then I was sitting right in the street there. Luckily, I got so lucky, because the two guys that hit me, they were like working guys. Like they were just going to work. Like they were covered in dirt and stuff. So they were super honest. They were super apologetic immediately, because as soon as I went down, I was just sitting in the street, and I looked over to the van, and the guy, like the driver, he was sitting in the van. I was like, damn, this guy might drive away. But luckily he didn't. He got out, he stopped, he made sure I was okay. You have to call the police. This is something that happens in China. Any type of accident, call the police immediately. So the police came. Luckily the policeman spoke English, which was a surprise to me. But I did have my friend on the phone just in case we needed to translate anything, because of course this is something that I need to know all the details. It's not something that I can just wing it. You know, I need to know what they're talking about. But he did speak English, and the policeman asked me, he said, "Are you a special person?" And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, "Are you a politician, or are you like someone important?" I guess because I'm a foreigner, he wants to make sure that I'm not, I guess, a special person, how he put it. But I was like, no, I'm just a primary school teacher. So he calmed down a little bit after that. He was like, okay, we're not dealing with a crazy situation right here. But yeah, the guys were very, very honest. He completely took the blame. He said he had a green light, I had a green light, and I just didn't see him, which I don't understand. Like I said, the most frustrating thing is he had so much time to see me. Nobody was in front of him, nobody was in front of me, and I saw it coming. So it was very, very frustrating. Luckily, I'm okay. Not too much damage to the bike, actually. I am missing a phone holder here, so it's actually in here because it broke off. And the bike's gonna go into the garage to get fixed next week. So I've had it for 2 weeks, and now it needs to go straight into the garage. Luckily, the guy that hit me, his insurance is going to cover everything. So any damage to the bike is covered by his insurance. Any medical care, if I went to the hospital, would have been covered by his insurance. But like I said, I'm okay. It was a scary situation, but I don't have any injuries. And I do feel like some people in this situation definitely would have milked it. They would have said, "Oh, my neck, oh, get an ambulance, let me go to the hospital." But I really didn't want to cause the guy too many problems, because he was just a working guy, and his friend was with him. Like they were actually super nice. They didn't speak English, so I'm trying to speak to them in Mandarin as much as I can, but they were super nice. You know, it's just an accident. So he was pretty worried, actually, because like I said, as soon as he saw that I was a foreigner, he was like, "Oh man, like this could be a bad thing, I guess, if I was a special person." But I guess I'm not so much of a special person. I haven't been to the hospital. I'm not gonna go to the hospital just because I don't want to cause any more problems for the guy. He felt really bad about it, and at the end, like, we were just laughing about it, and I was like, you know, stuff happens, and I'm okay. So the insurance people, his insurance people, are actually gonna call me next week just to, I guess, talk about the damage to the bike, because of course there's some scratches, and I don't know what the garage is gonna say, but when I take it in, but I'm gonna, you know, not make a big deal about it. But I think it was extremely, extremely lucky. Very, very lucky. Literally half a second earlier, I think I would have went over his hood, like over the van, just because he literally clipped the back of me, and it was lucky, to be honest. This is the worst injury that I have, so it worked out fine in the end. I guess it's kind of lucky that it happened with an honest guy. Like, he didn't lie about anything. I mean, there's cameras all over here, so it's not that he could have lied about it, because, you know, they could have just checked the videos, and I'm sure they did check the video to see what did actually happen. But, you know, we were all laughing about it in the end, and it was actually super easy to deal with. Like, the police came very, very fast, and he was really cool. Got all the paperwork that I needed for the insurance, and that's it. We just went, we shook hands, and, you know, life goes on. So that is what happened. My first accident in China. By the way, this is what I'm filming. By the way, this is what I'm using to film while I'm riding. The camera just clicks into here, and you get to see my point of view. It is so much fun having a scooter, I'm telling you. It's so convenient. It helps me get to work, helps me get to the supermarket, helps me get anywhere that I want, and it's very, very easy to charge, because, like I said, most of the scooters, 99% of the scooters on the street, they're electric. So there's so many charging points around the city. My apartment does have its own charging point, so I just leave it charging overnight, and it's ready to go the next day. So let's go for another ride. But this was something that I'm never gonna forget, but worked out okay in the end. This bus is about to go by me. See what it says? It says NYU Shanghai. It's just down the street from where I live. It's just over there, actually. The NYU campus, NYU Shanghai. And actually a lot of the NYU students, they live in the same apartment building as me. So you can see here, the cars are turning right here, but they're also turning from like they're doing U-turns over there. Plus they're also coming from this direction here. So there's three roads going into one there. It's crazy. See, this guy just stopped here. People do whatever they want. See, I have a green, so I'm gonna go straight across, and the bike lane actually goes on the sidewalk. So I'm gonna go here. So if there was pedestrians walking here, I'd have to be very, very careful. I still have a green, so I'm gonna keep going, and then the bike lane goes back to the street. I can show you some of the residential areas down here. A lot of apartments around here. Just regular stores, regular people. This is the kind of stuff that I find so interesting. Just real life, you know? A lot of my foreigner friends, they've said one of the things that they notice when they go back home, whether it's UK or US or whatever, they notice how loud the roads are. Because of course, the cars are gonna be gas cars, so you can hear the engines, but here you just don't. Like, it's silent. And it's one thing that I don't even think about because I'm so used to it. The only thing you'll hear is beeping from the cars and from scooters. You can see that kid's on the back there. He doesn't have a helmet on. And you will literally see a whole family on the bike. You will see mum, dad. You will see people holding babies. You will see a couple of kids on there. It's crazy, like something you would never get away with. Definitely not in the UK. But it's not only the touristy areas that get looked after in Shanghai. I know a lot of cities around, a lot of countries around the world, they would just clean up the touristy areas because of course they want to make a good impression to people visiting their country, but every single area of Shanghai will be very, very well maintained, looked after, very clean, very safe, of course. I've talked about this in previous videos, but older people, they have their own set of rules. And the rules for older people are pretty much there's no rules. Old people in China can do whatever they want. They can do anything. They can walk straight down the middle of the street, nobody's going to tell them off. You can just see the number of shared bikes. Look at these bikes. They're absolutely everywhere. Super cheap, super convenient. Just another reason why it makes life very easy in China. See if I can catch up with this guy. Look what this guy's holding. He's riding his scooter, plus he's holding, looks like glass. Oh, it's window screens. I swear, the things you can get away with. You see people like their scooters piled up with like recycling and bottles, and it's crazy, the things. I've seen a guy with a fridge was strapped to the back, like that way, like long ways. So when you're overtaking him, you have to do a wide turn, just so you don't hit his fridge. So you wouldn't be able to see it, but the bike in front of me, it has mum, dad, and there's a kid sitting there. There's a kid sitting between the dad's legs. See, there's a kid there. 3 of them on there. It's crazy. The things you can get away with. Something very, very funny just happened. So that lady was just on the back of that bike. It's the one with the kids. So the kid's on the front, now dad's driving, and mum's walking behind. The reason is because these guys are here. The police are there, they're checking people, make sure they have their helmets, because she doesn't have a helmet. Like, he's gonna stop here and she's gonna get back on the scooter. So they're gonna wait for mum to come back. Because they would have got fined $4 because she's not wearing a helmet. I've seen it a lot recently, actually. Police standing on the street corners, pulling people over. Like I said, you don't have to have it for the bicycles, but for a scooter you do have to, and you will get fined. Why wouldn't you want to wear it anyway, you know, if it's gonna save your life? So this guy is gonna get a fine right there. He doesn't have his helmet on. Guaranteed the police are gonna stop him up there, and he's gonna get his $4 fine. You see that a lot. People notice the police in the distance and they will literally turn around, or the passenger will jump off if they don't have a helmet on. We just saw it right there in real life. There he goes. He just turned around. He just turned around when he saw the police, so he didn't get fined. That family's behind me. The mum's got back on. See the guy with his work stuff there? He's got all his tools. He's got his saw on the front. I think the rule pretty much is if you can get it on your bike and it won't fall off, then it's allowed. It is probably a good idea to have my camera on every single time I ride my scooter anyway, just in case something does happen. Because I was thinking, for my accident, like if the guy blamed me, or if the guy made up a story or something. Like I said, they do have cameras there, so they could have checked. But if he blamed me or said I did something wrong and I had a video of it, then of course it proves that he's lying. So probably a good idea to have it rolling every time anyway, just in case anything happens. Oh my God, there's some trash. Breaking news. Breaking news in China. One piece of trash. Same situation. There's mum, dad, and the kid on the front. The kid's doing his homework. The kid does not have a care in the world. She's hanging off the back without a helmet, and the kid's writing his homework. China, that is China. It is dangerous when the bike lane goes on the sidewalk, but I'm so glad that Shanghai does have bike lanes. KFC on the right there. KFC is very, very popular. See, I need to go on the sidewalk, passing these people, passing KFC. Smells delicious. Smells so good. I think my go-to takeaway is KFC. You see these people waiting for the bus. You gotta dodge them. It honestly feels like everybody's in competition with each other. Nobody's gonna help you out on the roads. Nobody's gonna let you in. You have to be aggressive, like you have to be. One of my friends, he's British, but he just got a car here. He just got a Tesla. And it took him a while to actually understand, like, you don't get anywhere being nice on the roads. You have to be aggressive because everybody else is aggressive. So you'll never get anywhere if you do the right thing. If you let people in, if you stop when you're supposed to stop, you have to be aggressive. Same as the scooters. It's exactly the same. Like if you have to overtake, you have to get there. Because it's going to be more dangerous if you try and do the right thing. Of course, don't do anything stupid, don't break the rules. But you got to get places. What a beautiful day. That is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed this scooter ride from Shanghai, China. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Please write a comment and tell me what you think. Have a great day. See you next time. Goodbye. 再见.